In this video, I'm going to share with you how to be a better coach in business. And specifically, I'm going to share 3 amazing strategies for you to be the best mentor you can be. So many coaches spend so much of their time focusing on marketing and branding and selling and getting new clients. And that's all well and good. I think those are all really important skills to master. But it's all for naught if you're not an amazing coach and mentor. And in fact, I think one of the areas, if not the most important area for you to focus your attention to grow your coaching business is to become a better coach. Now, when I was starting out as a coach many years ago, I didn't know so much about being an amazing coach. And I focused a lot of my attention on getting new clients because I wasn't retaining my clients, to be honest. But over the years, as I became better and I learned about how to hone my craft and develop my methodology, as I became a better mentor, naturally, I started to attract more clients because the word of mouth started to spread. So I'm going to share with you the 3 things that really helped for that to happen, for me to become better. So the first thing that I did, and I didn't necessarily do these 3 things so intentionally, it's more in hindsight that I recognized what I'd done. The first is that I narrowed my focus, which means that I did a few things. Number 1, I started to become much more intentional about who is the person that I really want to work with. Who's my ideal client? See, early on, I was kind of operating from scarcity in that I'd quit my job, I'd started my consulting and coaching business, I needed clients, and I was really operating from that place of desperation, to be honest. And because of that, I wasn't being super discerning about the clients that I was working with. I would take on anybody who was willing to pay me, essentially. Now, in the beginning, that's what I had to do, and that's what I did. But essentially, once I started to become more discerning and decide, okay, these are the people I want to work with, and I started focusing in on first, I started to narrow in on entrepreneurs, and then from there, even further into speakers and authors and coaches and consultants. And then from there, even further narrowing in on those people, those speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants who wanted to grow their group coaching business. And even more specifically, once I started focusing in on how to do retreats and masterminds, that's when word started to spread. And there's a couple reasons for that. The first is that it's easier to serve a narrow audience. When you narrow your focus, you basically develop expertise that's very deep, right? So when you're a generalist, you have shallow expertise in a lot of areas. But when you go deep, the first thing that happens is that people can find you a lot easier. You get more referrals. It's easier to find you online. But also, your price points can start to go up. And that's actually the second point that I wanted to make about how to become a better coach. And that is to charge more. I know that sounds weird. You might think, well, you got to become a better coach in order to charge more. But here's my thought process here. When you decide to raise your prices, and very important, when you decide to charge for outcomes instead of hours, you start to become a lot more focused on your clients' successes, on their outcomes. And when you are committed to your clients' outcomes and you've charged maybe a little bit more than you feel even comfortable charging, guess what? Chances are you're going to show up in a bigger way for your clients. If you undercharge for your services, what ends up happening is you get resentful, and you sometimes subconsciously even start to reject your own clients. You can be like, okay, I want the business, I need the business, but oh God, I wish they would stop calling me so much, right? And so that resentment, remember I always say, my mentor always says, the energy from which you create guides and determines the energy of what you create. So if you show up in your client relationship with the energy of like, they're not paying me enough, they call me too much, then you're going to be bringing that energy into the relationship, and that is going to make your results suffer. So you want to do what it takes to feel really energy rich and excited to work with your clients. And one way to do that, raise your prices. Before I move into the third ingredient for how to become a better coach, I want to invite you to check out one of my playlists. I have a playlist all about how to build and grow a successful coaching practice, so I highly encourage you to check that out. The third strategy to become a better coach and to expand and grow your business is to focus on expanding and growing yourself. What I mean by that is to stretch yourself. So for example, charging a little bit more than you think that you should, charging something that's a little bit out of your reach, stretching yourself into those new areas. So creating something new that scares you a little, expressing yourself in a new way that you've never done before. So the more you stretch yourself, the more you grow, the more you have the opportunity to face challenges and obstacles and what my mentor calls initiations. The more initiations you face, the more obstacles you confront, the more of your fears you face, the more you grow and evolve. And one of the best ways that you can do that, by the way, is by investing in coaching yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've met with a client who's a coach and wants to grow their coaching business. And then I ask them, who are you coaching with? Do you have mentors? No, I don't have anybody right now. How is that possible? How can you want to position yourself as a mentor, as an essential part of someone's life or business or growth, and not be investing in that yourself? It's just completely incongruent and misaligned. So in order to stretch yourself and grow yourself, I highly recommend putting yourself in a situation where you have a mentor or coach or group of people that are holding you to that higher standard on a regular basis. Now, I know I said you were just going to get 3 strategies, but I've decided to add a bonus strategy because I just thought of it. So the bonus 4th strategy is to shift your business model from coaching clients one-on-one to coaching clients in a group. Now, there's so many reasons that you can do this, and one of them is to become a better coach, but it also can make you more money, leverage your time, a lot of other benefits. And by the way, I'm not going to get into all those now, but if you're curious about how to switch to a group format, then I have videos on how to build group coaching programs. But back to the topic of how to use this, why is this a strategy to become a better coach? Well, when you have to hold leadership of a group, when you have to deal with the interpersonal conflicts, when you have to set standards and boundaries, it really forces you to up level big time. That's what happened to me. I was doing one-on-one coaching for years, and then I decided to switch to this retreats mastermind model. Now, I did it initially just because I wanted to make more money. I was in a tough position financially, and I really needed to up-level my business and to create more stability, more monthly recurring revenues. So I created this group program. Now, I had this mistaken belief that a lot of people have, that one-on-one coaching is more valuable than group, and that it would be a way to leverage my time so that I could save time and make more money, which it did. It did. But what I didn't realize is that it would force me to really step up into leadership in a much bigger way. It's a really different thing to lead a community, to lead a group, to lead a culture than it is to just coach somebody one-on-one. With one-on-one, one of the things that happens is one client doesn't affect another client, doesn't affect another client. But when you're leading a group program, these clients are all interacting with each other. There's a whole bunch of new dynamics that get created, which force you to step up into a higher level of leadership. You get to be the person that they come to when they have a problem with somebody else. You get to be the person that has to set the standards and hold the boundaries. So if you want to become a better coach right away, create a group coaching program and watch what happens. Now, if that sounds intriguing to you and you want to be a better coach and also step into group coaching, let's connect. You and I can have a call and we can explore if you're ready to step up into leadership of retreats and masterminds and group coaching programs. Visit superstaractivator.com/go to set up a quick discovery call with me to explore.